Warren County passed a resolution of non-support for a new proposed law, and I'll tell you what it is. Plus, there are events happening all over Warren, Washington, and Saratoga counties this past weekend. Our cameras were on the scene. And the Saratoga County Fair starts next week. I'll talk to Fair President Charles Curtis, and this is all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm J. Hood Jackson, and you can tell it's summer. We've got a lot of news and a lot of stories to cover. So here's a look at what's making news today in Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties. Well, in our lead story, the city of Saratoga Springs and Naira announced free admission to the Saratoga Racecourse on Wednesday, August 5th. August 5th will be Saratoga Centennial Day, and attendees will be treated to free admission and numerous other activities, including musical performances and a magic show. Saratoga Springs Mayor Joanne Yepsen discusses Saratoga Centennial Day.
So from the moment the attendees pass through the gates of the track, they'll see on August 5th and hear visions of Saratoga's health, history, and horses through the last 100 years.
Well, Naira CEO Chris Kay noted that the track is responsible for generating $240 million and creating 2,600 jobs. The summer season, by the way, kicks off next Friday, July 24. Well, now changing from news to weather. After a perfect weekend, there could be some rain and thunder to start the week. Well, how much rain will fall and what does a week look like? We're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Law enforcement officials in Warren and Washington County are concerned that a proposed law could cost their counties a lot of money. The proposed law would prevent law enforcement from shackling pregnant women. The law had passed both the House and Senate legislatures, but has not been reviewed by Governor Andrew Cuomo. Now, if passed, sheriffs would have to seek medical consultation, justify the use of restraints in writing, and file annual reports to multiple agencies about the use of restraints on pregnant prisoners. The Warren County Finance Committee has passed a resolution of non-support for the proposed law. The law is an unfunded mandate. Now that means that counties would not receive state compensation and have to pay for required training. Well, tell us what you think about the proposed law by heading to Look TV News on Facebook and on Twitter. Well, in other news, downtown Glens Falls hosted the Downtown Glens Falls Criterium bicycle race for the first time since 2008, and I remember that one in 2008. Professionals and amateur cyclists rode through the streets of Glens Falls. The course took riders down parts of Maple, Church, and Warren Streets. Look Today caught up with Gray Ghost bicycle shop owner Paul Hornhofer, who discussed how the event helped shape business.
You know, people from down south and other areas in New England that might not know we're here just gets a lot of foot traffic in and out of the shop, which is always helpful.
Cash prizes were on the line for cyclists competing in both professional and age group classes. Event organizers said although the turnout was lower than expected, they're hoping to hold the race again next year, and I hope they do. Also, in the news, Adirondack Save a Stray held a feline adoption event and Paw Star party this past weekend. Adirondack Save a Stray's event is part of a national event hosted by the North Shore Animal League America. It's called Paw Star. We talked with Adirondack Save a Stray's Meredith File about the organization.
We depend on the kindness of others and fundraising events and the adoption donations. That's how we keep going.
Now, everyone who adopted a cat during the event received a free carrier. The inaugural Paw Star game concluded the weekend of festivities, which was shown on the Hallmark Channel. Well, in other news, the Saratoga Auto Museum was the host of the 6th annual Vintage BMW of Saratoga Car Show. Owners of classic BMWs showed off their vehicles this past weekend. Now, anyone who had a BMW built prior to 1999, or for you car fans, an E36 generation car, was able to enter the event. We spoke with Tony Verengia about the car show.
Yes, this is not a judged show. It's just show your car, and it's a very social event.
You're talking about some serious cars there. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the event, you can head to the club's website. It's vintagesaratoga.com. Also in the news, the second annual Team Sarcoma 5K was held at the Saratoga State Park this past weekend. The race is organized by Albany Medical Center Dr. Matt DiCaprio. He organized the race to help raise awareness for sarcoma, a rare malignancy of bones or soft tissue. We spoke with DiCaprio before the race.
Between them and then individual donations, we're close to $40,000.
Now, roughly 12,000 Americans are diagnosed with sarcoma each year. Now, all proceeds from the event went directly to sarcoma research. Well, still to come, it's one of the biggest parties of the year, and it's happening this Saturday. Saratoga Bridges will hold their annual White Party at the Fasig-Tipton in Saratoga Springs, and they're here to tell us all about it right after the break. Plus, with just a week before the start of the Saratoga County Fair, you may start to hear that familiar jingle. Well, here to discuss what's happening at the fair is Fair President Charles Curtis and Old Saratoga Brewing Company's General Manager Max Oswald. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea or join us for an interview, give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.